We are at the half here at the Kalang Tennis Hub for the first game of 6 games for the inaugural NBA Rising Stars Invitational. And of course, this, if you missed it, is a game between the Yongan High School of Seoul, South Korea, and the National University Nazareth School of Manila, Philippines. So we'd like to say hello to the viewers in the Philippines and the Korea also watching, and the rest of the world watching this one, as we're looking at highlights between these two teams from Yongan High School and National University of the Philippines. Early on, it was the Philippines blitzing Yongan High School in the lead 16-9, and then 18-11. And then Musa Diakite committed 2 personal fouls, moved to the bench, and all of a sudden Yongan High School found their rhythm, found their groove, and got the lead up to 40-29. That's an 11-point lead before Kevin De Castro and the rest of National University finished off the half with a 6-0 run. Make that a 4-0, a 6-0 run rather, to cut the lead from 11. And now it stands at 42-35. All right, Roshan, give me your impressions of that first half.
Yeah, I thought it was nice and competitive. You know, it started out really well, both these sides giving it a good go. I think NUNS, you can see where the issues are for them here with the 2-point field goals with the percentages, 36%, 54 Yongan, very effective. Not that great from beyond the arc, just 18% for them. But again, high volume with the attempts at the triples. Pretty similar in terms of the rebounds as well, and NUNS just edging that, 26-22. And the turnovers, though. Turnovers, that's been an area of concern and something they really have to address. We saw how frustrated Matias was with Diakite and some of his other teammates with those easy turnovers. And as I said, it's going to come down to those fine margins, those little details, towards a little bit more discipline, a little bit more awareness, and that fight and determination to want to see out this match and get the result they need to go through.
The turnovers really started when Yongan turned into their zone defense rather, and really forced National University to rush the passes, rush the shots, and that's when things really went south for National University. The good news for NU, that was the first half.
Yeah.
As for Yongan, they've got to maintain that kind of defensive mentality and intensity. Eddie picked it up towards the end of that first half.
Yeah, he certainly did. Daniel Eddie, those 5.3 fouls, though he hasn't been as effective in terms of the scoring, but everyone else has stepped up in that regard, as we see Kim Mingi here, picking for the 3. Issue off the ball there.
Eddie and Timbang have been going at it for a couple of quarters now. This time, Timbang called for another personal.
I think the break coming at a nice time as well in terms of that mental reset, because they might have felt, NUNS, that some of the decisions were going their way a little bit, and that can add on to that frustration.
Well, now NUNS stayed on court, by the way, while Yongan High went into their locker room.
Yeah.
So let's see. Diakite trying to challenge the 3. 1 second to shoot. That is way short. That's good team defense by NUNS this time. Now remember, the winner will take a semifinal slot in their group. National University beat Assumption College 81-60, while Yongan High School beat the same school, Assumption College, 84-28. That's the big difference between the two games. Again, defensive pressure. That's where it's going for Yongan. Tap will go to Team make that team National University.
Well, Eddie's been very good defensively, almost sort of sweeping up in those situations. Wonderful anticipation just to cut out that pass again. Sees the pressure happening in front of him, and he just, as that trailing defender, just comes in and sweeps it up.
Right. Look at how quick Yongan is recovering from side to side, Roshan, when it comes to their double teaming or the trapping.
That great lateral movement.
Yeah, it's really squeezing the floor. That's what they're doing. That's just such a great strategy. And obviously, these are things that they practice day in, day out.
All about the details.
(42-35). We haven't moved in terms of our scoreboard here in the third quarter. 3 on its way. Short. And the tap goes to Timba. Matias tries to rush. Kick ahead pass to Lucido. Lucido. And again, that defensive pressure. Just covering all the passing lanes. It's impressive to see, especially from our perch.
And see quite clearly. So in the first half.
No, it reminds me of
second as well.
Sorry, Roshan, it reminds me of the Japanese team that we covered yesterday.
Kyoto, which one? Was it the girls team?
Oh, no,
Kyoto
sorry. I think I was with Chuck, sorry.
Right.
With the other team, yeah. But the men's team, that this basically the same principle in defense. And that team is off to the semifinals, sorry.
Trojans, I think you're referring to.
There you go.
Fukunaga Hori Trojans.
There you go. Thank you very much, partner. Frustration foul.
And again, more annoyance. Diakite.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's annoyance, a clear out of a frustration. And you have to, if you're Diakite, you have to know the value that you bring to the team. You know that you already have 2 fouls, so you may have the case in terms of
up to 4 now. Diakite. He's been
there you go.
Tadeo has to come in, and again, it just changes the complexion of things for them defensively, because they lose a big presence in the lane. And with those, and effectiveness in the rebounds as well. Tadeo, as you see, he comes in and he tries to play smart, but it's not quite the same, is it?
Yeah, understanding your value and understanding you have to avoid the flailing, all the other things that might get the call. Sometimes they won't get called, but you don't want to be at risk, especially if you have 3 fouls already. Here you go, that zone again, working. It's down 10 seconds, so they got to be creative here. And now they're going to attack. Tadeo underneath, cannot get the roll. So we haven't moved here, 42-35 until that basket. 44-35, the lead back to 9. First basket of the second half.
Constantly having to cut out, and again it's another cheap turnover.
Yeah, and it is off another lazy pass. Another casual looking pass. Free for a 3. Dodging a bullet there is National University. The answer from the other side, no. So we stay at 44-35, 6:45 remaining in the third.
There's a real desire here from Youngs. Oh, have a look at that.
Oh, and another foul by Timbang on the push-off. As he was held by Eddie. He picks up Eddie and good sportsmanship, but Eddie also with that face like, I gotcha.
Yeah. I think that shot from Timbang wasn't for the officials, more for himself.
And I think it was also like the second motion already.
Yeah.
The first motion was not caught by the referee, unfortunately. Tadeo, blow by. That's Kim Ming-Gi showing the 3 ball, and then the explosion to the rim, and the lead is back to its biggest at 11. Floater works.
Yeah, needing that scoreboard to move.
Yeah, they did it. That's the first score, right?
Yeah.
Here in the second half.
Yeah, for NUNS.
Yep. 6 minutes, so 4 minutes went by without anything, while Kwok negotiates himself through traffic, brings the lead back to 11. Is that another offensive foul? Might be. Are they calling it on Tadeo? Yes. So the big men of NUNS with moving screen. That one was a moving screen by Big Mac.
More annoyance, more frustration for Lucido as well. The moment the whistle went, he just knew exactly what was coming. Shake of the head there.
Eddie just using his muscle there. Free for a three. Not that time. They're trying to organize this offense. Inside. A rare free look underneath for NUNS to cut the lead down to 7.
Well, they got the flag guys in there, the zone breakers, Lucido, Tilabut. Man is on there as well, all can make a big contribution.
Check that, the lead down to 9, which is back to 12 after that conversion from Kim Min Jae.
Again, a lot of those triples coming in. High volume with their efforts from outside the arc. And to put some of those away. Lucido with one of his own from the top of the arc.
So that is his 4th triple. 4th money ball of the game. Can't trade baskets. They got to do it on the defensive end too. Good contest there by Mandig. Eddie with a track down. Good emergency pass there. Free throw jumper is good.
There's no panic, full of composure in the play, nice and controlled. Even under pressure here, Yongsan High School finding the right options, playing the right passes.
Lucido's feeling it, so a heat check there from top of the circle. That's just great dribbling. Individual brilliance by Kim Min Jae. And now the biggest lead of the game at 13. Nice drop off. That's a foul. Free throws will be given with 3:31 remaining. So, Coach Kevin has no choice. He's bringing back Diakite with Sison and Celis this time. He's going to gamble now.
Yeah.
As this lead has gotten to a baker's dozen.
Focusing on Tadeo there, I do feel sympathy for him. Again, a young player coming in and trying to give a contribution with the minutes that he has so that Diakite can get a bit of a break, a bit of a rest, especially with the potential foul trouble. But it hasn't quite come off for Tadeo. He's had his struggles.
Meantime, Diakite has to be smarter here with 3:31 remaining in the 3rd. And you know, Yongsan is going to try to bait him every time, right? That's going to be a good strategy for them. Look at them run. Ball rotation. Got it. 22, Kim Yun-seo. The lead has ballooned now to 15.
Coach Castro doesn't have much of a choice. Just has to get Diakite and then trust that his player will keep his discipline. That's great, though. But you're right, in terms of trading baskets, can't exactly do that. They've got to try and find a way to stifle Yongsan High as well. It's a lot easier said than done.
Celis will come back in. Man will move out. Under 3 minutes to play. 12-point lead. Eddie Daniel will move out. But this team looks like they're a plug-and-play team anyway. A lot of the players who are coming in and out, again, very system basketball. That's the fake. Another fake. Better challenge there by Diakite and better discipline staying on the ground.
Yeah.
Celis with a tough shot. Doesn't get the break. It stays with NUNS. Manding with a pickup. Celis attacks. Tap out. Diakite. Still no go. And a foul will be called underneath on number 11. That's Kim Bingi. Diakite missing some gimmies now. What a sequence. This is a crazy sequence.
Incredible. I mean, you look at Diakite here and you think that has to be put away, especially with the position that the NUNS in. Angle perhaps a little bit too difficult for him, but he has to almost reach back out again. Oh, he gets sat on as well.
Double black eye is what we call that one. Oh, and a giveaway, panicking at the inbound leads to this. Rob Celis. Again, I can't blame him. I'm looking at it from the top, and I'm looking like, you look like there's 6 players there on defense.
Just can't keep up now.
And look at how extended they are, Wilshire. Look at that lazy pass.
Oh, taken away though.
Celis gets it back, but it's blocked.
Well, he made up for it, but it's just not happening for NUNS. I mean, after a really great start, decent enough first half, you're just seeing again that quality sort of come through, that superior fitness, the conditioning, and the contributions from the players coming on from off the bench. You know, that's something that's made a huge impact as well in this contest.
I don't know what they were trying there, but they gave away the ball again. The turnovers, you mentioned that in the first half, it is now becoming a factor again in the second half. And the ball movement, the discipline of Yongsan, free for a 3. No. And 2 players from NUNS cannot keep the ball.
But just tell you about the turnovers and a big difference in how sloppy NUNS have been compared to Yongsan. 20 turnovers in total as a team, just 8 for Yongsan.
Very clean basketball for them, just like they're shooting. And Coach Kevin De Castro is forced to call a timeout as this lead is back to 14, 60. 46, and a lot of those turnovers, and I hate to sound like a broken record, Roshan, but a lot of the turnovers coming from passes that are just too casual.
You're looking at basics, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about, you'd expect a lot better in those situations where sometimes there's no pressure even on the ball carrier and it's still being given away.
And look at some sequences, some turnovers that lead to 2-3. Look at that.
Steal, easily read. I mean, already that pass out to LeBron Jake Manding was pretty ambitious, to say the least. But it's the awareness. I mean, credit to Yongsan as well for what they've been able to do in those moments, because they've been really switched on to those situations. So they're very alert. And again, you spoke about the details and coming down to it, and this is what it comes down to. These small things that make a huge difference and a big impact on the bigger picture.
Yeah. The turnovers are caused, obviously, by this frantic and disruptive Yongsan High School defense. That's what it is. It's forcing the NUNS players to panic, forcing them to make wrong decisions because of the constant pressure that we saw starting, let's say, the second quarter on.
Yeah, but I think even at times as well, it's probably because they've got a little bit of that fear factor into them, where at times, even when the pressure is not quite there, they're still giving it away far too cheaply. But you're absolutely right, it's because of that pressure that's constantly being put on. So when you're suddenly not faced up to it, you're still wondering, you're sort of caught by surprise.
Yeah, so they end up with a shot like that. Good passing underneath, interior passing, but also a bit of luck, and probably the second dunk we've seen in the Invitational. Diakite with some frustration, mad at the rim that time.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's going to pump up this NUNS team, but look at the Korean team, just still focused on what they had to do, and the frustration now boiling. They call a technical foul on NUNS after this monster dunk by Diakite, who just wanted to make sure that this was a basket. He was asking for a foul there.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with that one, Roshan.
Yeah, one for the highlight reel as well, Diakite. I mean, he missed a similar sort of effort earlier. He made absolutely sure this time around. Diakite, he's trying to be the cheerleader here because there's a lot of frustration out there on the court for NUNS. Again, it's just that sense that the calls are going against them.
Yeah, Matias started to complain while the play was going on. Not only about the foul, I think there was a scramble in the middle, and the referee called a technical, which means 2 free throws and ball possession here. Little things. And credit to Yongsan, while all of the complaining was going on, they kept playing.
Yeah. I mean, keeping their focus. Yeah.
So 48 seconds remaining. It's a 16-point lead. That now being the largest, now 17. Ballooning. And the pressure is back on. 3 or 2-1-2. They dropped to a 2-1-2. Look at them constantly communicating on defense too. You can hear them from where we are.
There's a lot of communication even in the warm-up as well. A lot of talking. That's been one of the big differences that I've actually noticed. You look at the top sides and the warm-ups are already at a different intensity. You know, they train as they would play. So when you're already training at a good level, when you're warming up at a good level, you come into it and straight away you're able to perform at a high intensity.
Again, something that we also saw yesterday from the Japanese team in the warm-ups, right?
Yeah.
On the run, quick passing, ball movement. Diakite coming away with it. 17 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Matias dribbles into traffic with nowhere to go. 10 seconds. Manding at the top of the circle. What are they going to do with 4 seconds here? Manding will settle for a wild 3. Nothing doing in the offense of National University, and all credit going to Yongsan High School, really pressuring them into mistake after mistake. It is 65-48.